2025 is coming to a close, and this has been a pretty wild year when it comes to PC hardware. There's been a lot of really good advancements going on to get basically the latest and greatest performance out of your PC. Now, today I want to talk about some of the components that we have available at Microcenter so you can upgrade but do so on a budget because we have Black Friday deals going on every weekend. We're going to have some holiday deals going on, so stay tuned for those. And all in all, it's a really good time right now to either upgrade your components or even upgrade your entire system. So, we're going to walk through some of the things that you can get at your local Micro Center. Now, first and foremost, our Black Friday schedule, we will have Black Friday deals every single weekend. So, this upcoming weekend will be the Black Friday Overdrive deals. And then the weekend after that, well, that's our Black Friday finale because that'll be Black Friday. But we will have deals running from the 28th through the 30th. And then there's Cyber Week. So, more deals going on then. So, that gives you more and more opportunities to save big when it comes to upgrading or building a new PC. Now, when it comes to building a new PC, well, you can start with our custom PC builder. This is actually a really good first stop if you're just trying to maybe theory craft yourself a new PC build and you want to play around with your budget. And our PC builder has some very cool and new functionality. For instance, there's some presets in here in different kind of budget amounts, right? And you can go for Intel or AMD. So for instance, let's say I know I want an AMD build and I want to stay in the $1,500 to $2,000 range, right? Let's say $2,000 is my cap. So with the touch of a button, there you go. There's a build here, and you can change out all of these components to better suit your needs. So for instance, if you want a higher end GPU, well, you can swap that in. Obviously, that's going to shift your budget around a little bit, but you can see that at least what it gave you right off the gate, 1832. And if your cap is 2000, well, you have a little wiggle room there to change some of those parts out. Now, another way you can save big, and this is what I always recommend you start off with, is our bundles. We have tons of bundle options available for both AMD as well as for Intel. Now, with our bundles, there's a lot of different things that you can do. So right now we are bundling our CPUs with our motherboards, but you do have motherboard upgrade options. So for instance, if you see the 9800 X3D, well, we actually have several different motherboard upgrade options that you can do. So if you want to go for the high end with this X870E-E, this ROG Strix motherboard is really, really nice. Or if you just want to keep it simple with this B650E Tough Gaming, you have a lot of leverage there. So you can either go high end or, save a little bit. You can get some savings with some memory as well. So if you throw in 16 gigabytes or 32 gigabytes of G.Skill or Crucial, there'll be some savings there. And you can even add a Gen 5 SSD with our 9100 Pro from Samsung, and you'll also get some additional savings there. So when it comes to shopping around for new PC parts, you always start with your processor and work your way down. So we always recommend checking out all of our bundled deals, and you can always plug in those bundles on our PC builder. Now from there, we have a couple of other deals going on. Now this is my favorite one. This is a 5070 for $479. This is a really, really good value because you're getting FrameGen, you're getting DLSS 4, all of that for $479, 12 gigabytes of GDDR7 VRAM. So this is going to be a really good performing card at a really good price. But if you want to step it up a little bit, we also have a 5070 Ti. This is from PNY. This is $729. This is a really good deal. 16 gigabytes of GDDR7 VRAM. And if you really want that 5080, well, we have a deal on a 5080 with our PNY 5080. So again, a lot of really good savings here that are very budget conscious and can really help you out in upgrading or building your new PC, but staying on a budget. Now, we also have some CPU deals going on as well. So if you want a different motherboard, if you want something that's not within our bundles, we do still have some CPU savings. Our 7600 X3D, that is a Micro Center exclusive CPU, but it's a very good performing CPU, especially for gaming and gaming on a budget. 1080p gaming, no issues. Again, it is a 6-core CPU that is more than enough for gaming at 1080, even some 1440 gaming. And with that expanded 3D cache, it's going to perform really, really well. But we also have a deal on a 14900K from Intel. Now, this is an i9 14900K. This is a really, really good CPU in terms of performance, and you can save big on this guy right now. So another really good offer. Now, On the opposite end of the spectrum, there's our pre-builds with power spec, and we have a wide range of power specs available and a couple of new ones that just came out, like this G527. I really like this one a lot because this has the new 7500 X3D. So we talked about that 7600 X3D before, very similar to that 7600 X3D. The 7500 X3D, it's just clocked down just a little bit more, but you still get that expanded L3 cache, that 3D cache. So that's going to help you a lot for gaming. 1080, 1440, no problem. Now, this one, $999, you get a 9060 XT and 16 gigabytes of GDDR6 memory. 32 gigabytes of RAM. That's a really, really good deal for under $1,000. But if you want to get yourself the CPU but pair it off with an NVIDIA GPU, well, we also have an option with the G528. I like this one a lot. This gets you a 5060 with 8 gigabytes of GDDR7 memory. That still gets you frame gen. That still gets you DLSS 4. Really good 1080p combo right here for $899. And this one has 16 gigabytes of memory, so you can always upgrade that down the line, but 16 gigs with a 5060, again, 1080, no problem, $899. That's a pretty good price. Now, from there, you can step up a little bit with our G457. I like this one as a Core Ultra, Intel Core Ultra 265KF, and that's paired off with a 5070 Ti. So that's actually pretty good all around, not just for gaming, but for streaming and content creation. You actually get the benefit with hardware support for video editing with that Intel CPU and that NVIDIA GPU. Now, that 5070 Ti, not as great as a 5080 when it comes to video editing, because the 5080, that's going to have more of those encoders and decoders, those media engines that NVIDIA has. 5070 Ti, still going to do you just fine, but 5080 will be a little bit better if you're eyeing this for video editing. But for a gaming PC, this thing is rock solid. Also, I really like using a PC like this where I can leverage my CPU and GPU simultaneously when I'm streaming while I'm gaming. For instance, I've been playing a lot of Arc Raiders. I've been streaming that. I have everything running on my GPU, and my GPU gets slammed by that game. It's a very demanding game. But I'm using my CPU with Intel QuickSync to handle all of my streaming. So I'm offloading all of that from my GPU, so I'm not hindering any of my game performance, and I'm still getting a rock solid 60 FPS on my stream. So Twitch and my upload, no issues over there. So that Intel NVIDIA combo, that's something I always kind of like for that extra streaming headroom and for video editing as well. Now, for power spec, I also want to talk about our G730. This is a 7800 X3D with a 5070 Ti, 32 gigs of memory, 2 terabyte SSD. $1699, really good price on this guy. Or you can go for $100 more and get the G758. Very similar configuration across the board. Biggest difference, 9800 X3D. Zen 5 architecture. They stacked the L3 cache a little bit differently, so you're going to get some better thermal performance over the Zen 4, that 7800 X3D, but all across the board, both really good options. Now, the G757 9800 X3D with a 5080. And I gotta say, that is actually just the best combo for gaming right now, especially for 1440 gaming, even up to some 4K gaming, depending on your games, depending on your settings. But that 9800 X3D with a 5080 with 32 gigs of memory and a 2 terabyte SSD for $1999, that is a rock solid deal. Again, you're gonna get some really, really good performance there. Highly recommend it. And one last power spec I want to talk about, this is our G759. Again, another 9800 X3D with a 5080. The only difference is 64 gigabytes of memory. So that's going to give you a little bit more memory if you're doing some tasks that are very memory demanding, like that video editing, 3D rendering, anything like that. That memory gives you a lot more headroom, and that's actually a really good deal getting that in this pre-build. Now, for our Black Friday Overdrive deals, we're going to have a deal on this Samsung 990 Pro, this 2 terabyte. This is going to drop down to, ooh, look at that, 169. That's actually a pretty good deal right there for a really fast Gen 4 SSD. But if you want Gen 5, our 9100 Pros, we will also have some deals on this guy as well. This 2 terabyte with the heatsink looks like it's going to drop down to 209 for this weekend. So definitely check that out. But we have a wide range of SSDs, and we always have great deals on SSDs. So check those out. Always get extra storage. I like keeping one SSD for my operating system, even if it's just 1 terabyte operating system, applications, all that stuff, it still fills up pretty fast. And then having a separate larger SSD for all of my games. And everyone's motherboard, you can fit multiple SSDs, no issue at all. Now, we're going to have deals on other PC components as well. For instance, we're going to have some really good deals on some Montech AIOs, and there's a lot of options available, whether you're looking for something like this Hyperflow Silent in a black or a white. So no RGB, no screens, really simple, really, really good price for water cooling. Now, if you want to step it up, get some RGB, well, the Hyperflow ARGB, another really good option. And if you want a 240 millimeter, a little bit bigger fans there with the LCD screen, really good option with the Hyperflow Digital. But then we also have the 360 with 120 millimeter fans, again with the LCD at a really, really good price. I'm liking Montech a lot these days. They've been coming out with some really, really good products lately. So definitely keep an eye on them because they're high quality products and they're priced really, really, really competitively. So you can save big. Now, speaking of Montech, I do want to talk about their cases like their XR Wood. I did do a build in this not too long ago. I like this case a lot. It has the wood accents, but it also has 4 fans built in with RGB. So at this price, you're actually saving pretty big because having those fans included, because once you start going to more premium cases, they don't even include the fans. You have to pay extra for all of those fans. So I always look for a case with fans included under 80 bucks. That's always a really, really good deal. And another option, this Montech Air 903, this is another option that has the fans included. I like this one a lot. Really airy case, really easy to build in. Again, I'm kind of a big fan of Montech these days, especially with some of their fans. We actually do have some deals coming up on some of their fans, whether you're looking for singles or multi-packs. So if you do get a case without fans, but you want to save on some fans and you just want some simple RGB or just some simple non-RGB fans, Montech has some really, really good deals. And frankly, this is just scratching the surface when it comes to saving big at Microcenter. There's so many more deals going on all the time. Make sure you check out microcenter.com or stop by your local Microcenter and talk to one of our knowledgeable associates, and they can help you save big on your next PC build. Talk to them about your use case, talk to them about some of the games that you want to play, and they can help you find the right components for you. Maybe you actually don't need a 5080. Maybe you're actually just fine with a 5070. Well, that'll save you pretty big right there. So make sure you talk to our guys and also check out those protection plans. But don't forget to take advantage of our build services at the Knowledge Bar because honestly, it's kind of nice to just pick out your parts and have someone else deal with all of the work. I've built a lot of PCs, and as much as I enjoy building my own PC, and you can enjoy it yourself as well, sometimes you really just want to get it working and just start gaming right away. So take advantage because we can do a regular build, we could do a soft tube build, hard tube build, but there's also our build and learn service, which is coming up pretty soon at all microcenters across the country, where you can work with one of our knowledgeable associates and they will walk you through the process of building. So stay tuned on that. We're going to have some information coming up in the future on that one, but that's actually a really exciting development. But all in all, there is a reason why we have been named #1 top tech retailer by PC Mag readers, because honestly, we do our best to be the best computer store in the world. So again, stop by your local Microcenter, and if you don't have a Microcenter near you, then be sure to comment #IWantAMicrocenter near me.